Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about light. Have you ever wondered how we see? Remember in our previous episode when we were talking about the sun, we talked about how light travels in small particles known as photons, which travel in a group, or rather in a beam of light, where we saw there is nuclear fusion in the core of the sun, where hydrogen is fused to helium, and in the process gamma radiation is produced, and from the gamma radiation we get photons produced. Now remember, photons produced by the gamma radiation at the core of the sun take a lot of time to travel to the surface of the sun. It takes around 100 to 200,000 years for a photon to emerge at the surface of the sun. This is due to the zigzag movement caused by the excitement of atoms in the sun. Remember, when hydrogen fuses to helium and a photon is produced from the gamma radiation, it hits another atom in the sun where the atoms get excited. By being excited, I mean it has excess energy. Now when the atoms get excited, it loses the energy in form of a new photon, where the photon hits another atom, gets excited and releases energy as a new photon. Then the photon hits another atom, gets excited, then releases energy in form of another new photon. The process goes by until the photon reaches the surface of the sun, where it is released from the sun towards Earth, and it takes 8 minutes and 22 seconds. Remember, we talked about that in our previous episode. Now when the photon reaches the Earth's surface, remember it doesn't travel alone, and it travels as a pack known as beam of light. When the beam of light strikes an object, some of the energy is absorbed by the object and some is reflected into our eyes through the cornea. Remember, the cornea is a transparent layer and has no blood vessels. Now light goes through the pupil to the lens, where it is directed to the retina. In the retina, that's where we have cells that detect light and converts it to electric signals, which is then transferred to the brain through the optic nerve to be processed and analyzed into information. In the beginning, God made us light for sight and energy. Remember, we use solar panels to convert light into electric energy. We use light in science, especially astrophysics and astronomy, to study past events. E.g., take the scenario of a photon needs to take 8 minutes and 22 seconds to reach Earth from the sun. That implies that whenever you look up and see the sun, you are not seeing the sun as it is now, but how it was 8 minutes and 22 seconds ago. Now that concept brings about time traveling, but backward. For example, when you take a telescope and look up deep in space, you see objects, and for example we can see galaxies being formed, stars undergoing supernova. But the fun fact is, whatever is happening is not happening now, but took place many millions of years ago, but we are observing it now since the light of the photon from that particular star have been traveling towards us all those years, and we can be able to analyze what is happening, of which it already took place millions of years ago, but we are observing it now. That's the concept of time traveling through light. So let's thank God for the perfect creation, light. Without light, I don't think our survival could have been easy. So see you in the next video. Godspeed.